You know what I want? Really
Bugs are live.
shiny tool for my work.
What's that?
I just break the old one.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh,
Listen, I had a shiny
work.
new Goxer or a replacement for it. I would destroy this one.
Yeah.
Hello, chat. Our good gamers is what is today's question. I can't wait to answer it here on the show. Let's see here. There's that. There's Mikey.
You know what?
There's
What
me.
people hearing that?
We can't do Columbros tonight. I was too tired to watch it last night.
I thought that would happen.
Yep.
I watched it though.
You're a good
Christian,
boy.
I'm good.
You're a good boy. You're a good boy, Mike.
Thank you.
You did very well.
Mike and only
Fucking
Mike.
Suck up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Pape. Poppy.
Yeah,
How do I
Poppy.
say dad in Argentinian?
Yeah, Poppy.
Argent.
Yep, that's my favorite language right there.
Papi.
Thank you,
Padre.
Poppy.
Padre.
Padre is like, I never heard somebody call their father Padre.
Yeah, it's for like priest.
The
Yeah.
same way some... Yeah, a priest you call Padre, yes, for sure.
Well, yeah, it's like
What?
us saying father. You don't
Yeah,
actually
we don't say
that word.
father. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say father. I like
Yeah,
to
but
say
your
father
father's a
specifically.
doctor. So.
Yeah, I had to show respect.
Right, deference.
I would say hello, father, and I think it's kind of funny saying it like that. You also use padre if you're talking about a professional baseball team in San Diego.
Sure, but they're also named after priests, I think. So.
You do say my father though. My father. We don't say my father. We should say my pop, my dad.
Well, yeah,
you know.
I always say my dad.
Yeah,
Like,
Dad.
Yeah.
Some people in my
But
school
I
just say
heard-
father.
I heard-
Unless he's scolding me
I
and
remember
he goes, Jeffrey Michael Grubb. I go,
multiple times.
father.
I heard multiple people say like it's a common phrase, and no one ever said like mi padre. You know what I mean? Like I never
I
heard
think
that
we're
in my life.
good. I think we're mostly good to start. Let me just do one last thing.
I think we're warmer people down here. I don't know.
Tropical people.
I wish I was tropical. I'm freezing right now. With tropical, I wasn't freezing. Well, maybe it's cold in the night, I guess. I don't know.
At night, maybe.
Night, yeah. I don't know. Whenever I see Survivor, that happens on tropical
All right,
settings.
I'm ready.
and they're freezing. I don't know how my fans died. They should die. One started dying and one died completely. I kept rocking with the other one. Then the other started failing and
Chris, we're gonna do the podcast now.
You guys hear that?
somebody asked me on the chat.
No, we did not.
My bad.
Yes, let's go.
You guys
I'm
heard
ready.
that?
No.
No.
That's
No.
right. That's broken over there in that program. All right. Let's see here. Stream Deck.
I heard. Stop distracting my mods.
Music.
I had to tweet shit.
Oh, you gotta.
Oh, look who forgot to tweet this time.
Wow. Drink my soup.
I was inspired by that best of Drop Out Clip Show. And I almost just wanted to tweet, I am going to murder Jeff Grubb.
I don't think they would ban you anymore for that. Not on
you're probably right.
not on 2024 Twitter. They don't give a shit anymore.
So they would be like, all right, what are the politics of the person he wants to kill? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's cool. That makes sense
that's-
actually.
That's one of my favorite moments.
I'm going to write, I do not want to hurt Jeff Grubb in all caps, and that'll be, that'll be it. There we go.
The garbage boy.
This 8'2" pile of dog bones. God, I watch that thing once a year at
And
least.
then I see it.
And then I see. God, Matt Kessler's the best.
His bird. I play Destiny with him.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Kessler's great.
Really nice human being.
All right, Mike. If I were to count us in, are you ready to go?
Mikey, ready.
All right.
We're ready.
Okay, then let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now!
Nope, they can't hear that. Hang on. It's still broken.
Let's get
Oh
this
no, they
over
can hear it. My
with.
bad. I'm gonna do it over and again anyhow. Hang on, let me see here. No,
got
this is
this.
a bad show.
Yeah, we're not going with that take.
We're not going
We
with
got
that
it.
one. No, there we go.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
This is
5,
such a
4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
We are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, only one of us can be the Nintendo World Champion.
And it's me.
Nintendo has, who could say? Nintendo has a new reason to be weary about esports, and we have Capcom being versus SNK. No, not the one we would like, but we'll take it. Jeff Grubb. Jeffrey Grubb, the Grubby of the Jeff. How's it going?
Not as good as you, apparently.
I took a nice nap. It's a problem, though. It's not good. I've gotten back into nap habit, and I haven't been running as much because I'm back in nap habit. Yeah, nap it. I'm back in the nap it. I got to get out of it, but it feels good. So tired.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
Okay, how long are the naps?
Oh, they're 2 hours. 2 hours at
that's
least.
A bit rough.
They're long naps.
That's basically like just dying for 2 hours in the middle of your day.
It's rough. It's not good for me. So I got to really just force myself to, instead of doing that, like go outside and run around and stop looking for like the lamest excuse. Like, well, I did get sky rizzied last week, or like, well, there's a storm cloud, so like, why bother? No.
I did stub my toe 2 days ago, so.
Yeah, there's all sorts of dumb things. So no, I gotta get back out there for sure. I gotta get off this nap life. Although again, they feel fantastic. Nothing feels better than crawling into that bed. Penny gets so excited to take a nap. You wouldn't believe it. She's like, yeah, we're taking a nap. Oh, hell yeah. She like does a little happy dance by the bed. Like, yeah, pick me up so we can take a nap together. Isn't that great? You're going to miss these moments when I'm gone. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's another reason I should nap right now. I'm creating memories. Not good excuses.
Because Grandpa Minotti could show up at any moment and end this whole thing for you, Penny.
That's right. Grandpa's got a gun. The lore. But no, I'm good. But yeah. How about you?
I'm good. Still recovering from a 5 a.m. gaming session. Like personally, I think that's a good reason for taking a nap. That was on Sunday night, right?
I definitely took a nap yesterday and didn't feel bad. Honestly, I kind of just went to bed early yesterday. Like I fell asleep at like 7 after all that. I think I woke up at like 10, kind of played some Final Fantasy 6 in bed, got up and like ate something, went to the bathroom, then went like back to bed and fell asleep for real.
Yeah, I definitely could have done the just fall asleep thing, but I'm like, I gotta go get these kids to bed and do all this other shit. So I didn't quite do that, and then I couldn't fall asleep at 2 a.m. because I was too tired. So that was a good day. But I'm bouncing back. We're getting there, and I'm just enjoying games right now. Enjoying a lot of stuff. The summer weather has, it's not like cool or anything, but it's not the 90 degrees.
Cooled down.
It's cooled down a lot. Yeah, it was in the 80s today. It's still too hot for me, but way better than it was. And and so I'm just kind of enjoying being outside. We're taking advantage. We got like the kind of the deck area out back, or patio area, I suppose, and just been enjoying that. I've been playing a lot of Switch out there. It's just nice. So yeah, I'm doing pretty well.
What you been playing on your Switch?
The Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, almost exclusively. I still need to go back and finish Paper Mario, but and I will. It's right there. It's the other thing. If I was playing anything else, it would be that. But I kind of can't help myself with the World Championships. I just want to be playing those levels, even like getting out of the sort of mainlining the World Championship mode, which I'm gonna spend some time working on those events. That'll be a good reason for me to stream over the next couple of weeks whenever those events are happening, or they will be happening continuously. But when I spend time doing that, I'll do that. Right now, I'm just like going through trying to get S ranks on everything. I've finished most of the games that I was like, I'm kind of iffy on how much I love these games, but now I have nothing left except for games I really love. So I'm going to be working on that. That's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, like I still want to get the S rank on everything. No reason I haven't made more progress on that is because I'm so deep into Final Fantasy 6 also.
Sure.
Kind of in the back third of that probably for me, but that game does this really fun thing where it's largely kind of I don't want to say linear, but it sort of moves from like A to B to C, and it's the very fast pace, and then there's a bit at the end where it really opens up. It's kind of you can go and fight Kefka now, or you can do a lot of other things. And I'm like, I want to do the other things first. And the game also kind of gives you a reason to grind a lot of people, level up a lot of people, not just a core party of 4. And I love that. So there's one specific spot for grinding that's good. This little forest where you fight dinosaurs only.
Of course.
And it's like, I go around this for. Yeah, the Grindosaurus. They have an app for that. And then, I think it makes me think of like that meme, like these are the streets I was raised in or whatever, when I'm just walking around this stupid forest, fighting T-Rex, hoping for that rare Brachiosaurus drop, things like that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying that a lot. But yeah, so, we alluded, Jeff, on Sunday, the first weekly challenge ended for Nintendo World Championship. We were kind of dual streaming, just kind of trying to grind out some last minute improvements on stuff. And we ended up doing that till the event ended at 5 a.m. It's funny because, like, were we really playing a game together? No, and yet it kind of felt like we did.
In a way.
It was just a lot of fun, just kind of doing it, talking to each other, focusing a lot specifically on that Metroid up and out one, and just trying to find these little optimizations. And I don't know why this is just so my kind of thing, but boy, is it my kind of thing.
Yep, it's one of the things where I'm like, this is one of the best ways to enjoy a video game, is like to just really dive in deep on a couple of things and try to improve your times and get better and really understand the mechanics of a game. And I'm glad that more games are facilitating it, because it felt for a long time there, it's like, no, games are big storytelling vehicles, and I got nothing. I'm not gonna stand in anyone's way with that stuff. It's just not always for me. And it felt like, okay, that's what gaming's turning into. It's like, no, gaming's gonna be all these things, and it's awesome that when I get moments like this, and it's happening more frequently, it feels like. So there's like no world in which it's like, oh, the way I like to play games is getting left behind. It feels fully embraced in one way or another. And while not, I can tell this is not everyone's cup of tea, it is so mine that I'm just like, hey, I don't care. I am loving it.
It is interesting seeing other people's, reactions, because we have issues with the game too. For us, like the kind of core of what this is working very much for us. I think, people who see it literally as like a series of challenges to clear one time, like, yeah, you're not going to get a whole lot out of this. If you get like, right, and I don't mean this in some obnoxious way. If you're just like getting like, oh, I got an A+, that's, good. I did it. I beat that challenge. Now I'll never play it again. I can understand.
Right. This
would dry out for you fast.
Yes, definitely
exactly.
Not. I'm so far removed from some people are like, it's like little demos of old games. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's crazy. You sound like a crazy person.
Oh, come on. Yeah, come on.
Just really happy with it.
So we were, competing, as it were, to get the best times. You came out on top pretty much everywhere on that front.
You got me an Octorock?
I got you an Octorock. That's one for me.
And I definitely spent a lot of time trying to get that sub 2 seconds on there, and I couldn't do it. I was like getting very frustrated with it.
I got exactly 2 seconds, and I really wanted to get a little bit lower than that. And I think the absolute best was 1.95 seconds, and couldn't quite get there. But we had some good times. You had like sub 100 and almost everything. You also saw that you got like 14th in the world in some of them. And then the game also shows you your overall placement in your the year you were born. You had a couple number ones in there.
Number one, 2 number ones for those. Yeah, that was
nice.
It was a lot of fun doing all that, and it was like a lot of time though. So if anyone's wondering like what it takes, it's like several hours on each of those things easily. Yeah.
Yep. You gotta grind it out.
But I was really enjoying myself doing that. That's exactly what I want. But yeah, it was nice to see that work paid off. If that's what that means. I mean, was I going for like, oh, maybe I'll be number one among 40 and 41-year-olds? It's not really how I was thinking about it, but it's fun to see at the end. I still don't love the way the leaderboard system works, obviously, but at least there's that, and it was fun to see a number one, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it was so much fun to get those leaderboards. It is kind of still a little annoying. Like, you don't know what you're going to get until you get it. And then once you do, then there's no chance to improve it. You got to be happy with what you got. There's no overall time leaderboard, which surprised me. I kind of thought that would be the main point of it.
Right, and overall, I got in trouble with this. I said there's no overall leaderboard either. And people are like, no, there's a global one right there. I'm like, no, not global. overall for all 5 events added together. So yes, they don't have that. And again, I thought, like you said, I thought that was what we were doing here. I thought that's the point. Astro has that, and I kind of thought, hey, they're doing what Astro did just for 5 events each week. That's a brilliant idea. And it's like, well,
I mean, Neon White does that too. All these games that are, again, when I think of a leaderboard game with these segments, there usually is one that combines the segment, especially since the actual Nintendo World Championships. That was the whole point, was that you had to play like these 4 or 5 slices, and then you did them one after the other, so you had an overall time. But whatever.
Right. It's a leaderboard chasing game without any of the leaderboard chasing, really. It's at least not baked in. So that has us going to stuff like speedrun.com, and I've submitted a few times there. Dan submitted a bunch. Some of my times are outdated, like I've improved on them. I need to go in there and update that stuff. But that's annoying. That's a hassle. It's not impossible. You could just download the video onto your phone, upload that to YouTube, and then submit that to speedrun.com. When I said out loud, it does sound more of a hassle than I guess I was even making it out to be. But it's also a little bit fun to be like, okay, cool, and I'm on speedrun.com, and I see like my name up there on that website where I have my Mike Tyson punch-out time and stuff like that. But this game, if it was a real leaderboard chasing game, like Trials, like Neon White, like any of those, it would be in that top tier of that genre for me, because they really just nailed everything else about it in terms of the presentation of these events, the events themselves and how they selected them, the little chunks of gameplay that they're really focusing on in each game, even the variety of games. There's something to be said for, I don't love Kid Icarus, but even like I'm doing some of these challenges, and it's like I feel the way I feel about this is very similar to how I felt about the motion control segments in Astro, where it's like I'm still getting better, and like this is very frustrating to me. But I can feel myself getting better, and I'm kind of liking it more and more as I play it more. So again, just nails everything else. I wish they would just have leaderboards. I know I've said that a million times in this past week, but it is such a huge omission for me that it's a bummer.
I was like getting a little not annoyed again, but like I posted like our rankings on like the thing they did at the end of the week, and a lot of people were like, I thought you said there weren't leaderboards. I'm like, okay, yes, I know that this is a kind of leaderboard. This is very limited. I don't have time to explain to you what it is.
Exactly. It's kind of like, you know what? Just sit down. We know what we're talking about with this one. All right. If you don't,
you think I lied to you?
Yeah. If you think this is what I meant, like, come on, please just you know what? Sit down. And if you're not going to actually pay attention, just maybe shut up. Actually, let me deal with this, please.
I'm excited to dive deeper into the new weekly challenge. I got like an S rank on all of them, and obviously that's not enough. A lot more grinding to do. But it's like now that I know, for example, that I don't, my overall time doesn't matter. Part of me's like, how much do I really want to grind out a Kid Icarus level? Right. We'll see. Maybe I'll focus on something else that feels a bit more fun.
20 seconds long or something like that, and maybe longer. And it's that's a real pain. That's if you mess that up, having to do that over and over would take a lot of time.
All right, Jeff. Next thing here, Nintendo has issued a statement about the Splatoon 3 World Championship with the winners, Team Jackpot, who have a bit of a problem.
Well, just real quick, I mean, I'm glad that they have this esport, because Super Smash Brothers, that scene is so problematic. And they kind of like backed off from that because I think they didn't want to be associated with like a scene that has had so many issues. So it's like I'm just glad they're able to run Splatoon and be able to like have like a safe space for them to engage in esports. Anyway, what's the news?
So Team Jackpot is racist.
Fuck! God damn it!
And they have revoked their world championship.
What's going on?
Here's Nintendo's statement. It has come to our attention that certain members of Team Jackpot, the team that recently won the Splatoon 3 World Championship, acted in a manner that is not in line with our community guidelines while playing the Splatoon 3 game. As a result, Team Jackpot's win will be considered vacated, and the team will not receive trophies associated with the event. Additionally, the in-game splash tag banner commemorating their win will be adjusted via an upcoming software update. Nintendo cares deeply about our players, our community, and we take our responsibility to uphold our community guidelines.
Yeah.
Seriously.
if you think Nintendo cares more about the sanctity of like, oh, the best players should get the trophy over not giving trophies to racists, like you got another thing coming. Like Nintendo cares way more about not giving trophies to racists than just about anything. So
and, to be clear, because I went and saw the things, they are being racist against black people.
Oh, weird. Okay.
And it's real rough, and they were just saying things very publicly and like very disgusting, gross, terrible things. They're saying it very loudly and comfortably. It is insanely wild that they were doing that. So, yeah, boy, Nintendo can't catch a break with this stuff because esports, it can be rough, and it seems like somehow they get the worst of it whenever they dip their toes into the water, and it's just like I get frustrated that they don't do more with this, and sometimes it's like
they're not going to do more. They're doing this is it. I feel like they just don't do esports anymore. Why put themselves in this position? It's like, is the marketing that they get out of that really worth anything to them? Like, just what does Nintendo get out of this, or even letting esports run? Like, that's what happened with the fighting game scene, where it's like they're like, hey, can we do a Smash thing? And they're like, no, fuck you. You guys are the worst. We don't want to deal with you. Absolutely, we don't even want to like see headlines about our games associated with you. Same thing's going to happen across the board here. It's a very conservative company. They're going to back, and not conservative in the way that like, oh, racism is cool, thumbs up. Conservative in that they don't want to risk any sort of situations like this. So yeah, they're just going to probably pull out even more.
And it's such a shame because we saw at EVO, and I'm sure all the fighting scenes, they have their bad actors and their problems, but it was overall such a positive thing for that community, right? Like, I feel like if you're a Street Fighter fan, you came out of EVO feeling good about being a fan of Street Fighter, right? And if you're a Splatoon 3 fan right now, you're kind of just, you have a real bad taste in your mouth. But it's funny. I mean, remember the famous Switch reveal trailer with the rooftop parties? It also ended with a Splatoon esports tournament in a giant arena, where everybody walking on stage and sliding in their Switch. Remember that? Like, this is also a big part of the Switch, and it's like, maybe it won't be. Maybe it won't be.
It probably won't be. And yeah, you're right that they got kind of bad luck, because you're right when you look at like Sonic Fox and like how just like a positive force that is. Nintendo is not getting that necessarily. So yeah, it's a bummer.
Hey. And just because I had to listen to this stuff, just because I did want to see what they say, I just want to say, fuck you. Shut the hell up. The fact that you felt comfortable at all saying those things, it was disgusting and rough.
Is it like, so there's like video? It's like on like a stream or something?
Yeah, I think they were streaming or something. It's rough. I won't go into any more detail.
So
but
it wasn't even like leaked like Discord. It was just like publicly.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the context was. What I just saw a video file of them doing team chat with each other and saying things. So it was gross.
Woof. All right, get fucked.
All right. Last thing here. So speaking of EVO, during that SNK versus Capcom SVC Chaos, I love that name. SNK versus Capcom SVC. Yes, we know the initials. Chaos surprise.
It does sound like a CBS show that only really old people watch. SVC Chaos in Los Angeles.
So this came out for Switch, PlayStation, and PC. Switch and PC also getting a physical release via Pixin Love, which not super familiar with them, but I assume it is another one of those Yeah. So good to see more of those. The physical release looks nice. They actually did make another new, like, pretty new key art for this. Not as good as that Marvel vs. Capcom collection key art, but it's pretty good. Chun-Li and Mai are being cute in it, so that's nice. This game is interesting. This is after Capcom made a couple of its own Capcom vs. SNK games. Then SNK made this one.
SNK had like stuff on like handhelds, right? The Neo Geo Pocket had some like bullshit on there, right?
Well, hold up now. They made one on Neo Geo Pocket first, and that game fucking rules.
Right, yeah.
That was my first like SNK game. I played the hell out of SNK versus Capcom.
It's just not what people were thinking when they said, "Hey, we want Capcom versus SNK." Wouldn't that be a dream scenario? This was the thing that was going to be what they were imagining, and that Neo Geo Pocket game, of course, is better than this.
Right. So, it's not like it's some terrible game, especially now. It's interesting, and it's good to have it out there. But, like you look at like Capcom vs. SNK 2, and the vibe is kind of like, we're having a fun party, and this is amazing. The story here is everyone's in purgatory / hell, so it's kind of weird. It was made on, of course, it's Neo Geo hardware. That's what SNK did, but the Neo Geo was pretty old by 2000. in 3. And in general, that company was just kind of in a rough state by the time it made this game. But still, I think everybody's happy to see this. I got a code. I'm going to try it out soon. I never really... if I played this one, it was once back when it came out. I don't remember. There's weird things in it, like Mega Man Zero is in the game as a secret character. So, okay. And it's still fun to see, like, the SNK versions of Chun-Li.
That's
and, like,
the part of it that
Capcom
I'm really interested
characters.
in, yeah.
Right, or like
I think Guile
even.
looks really dumb. I think he looks really dumb in this game.
Yeah. That wizard from Red Earth that I actually like a lot. She was also in Pocket Fighter. She's in this, and I like that character. So, justice for Red Earth.
Yeah. What's the gargoyle? What's that, Christian?
Most important, it has rollback. That's the
right.
number one thing that these games has to have nowadays. Sorry, continue.
Right. Thank you, Sean. That wizard's name is Tessa. Yeah. So, but yeah, it has rollback netcode, which, I don't know how much like competitive online I'm going to seek out for this game. But we'll see. Oh.
Sorry. Yeah, let me just give you a little bit more. It's not about the competitive online. It's more like finding people to play this game.
Just to get to experience it with.
Sure.
Once because now it's out in like pretty much a bunch of people that's playing it because they just want to try it. But once it dies down, the people that's playing it online, they want to find people to play against,
Right.
And rollback netcode, it casts a wider net for them to find opponent. So I think that's pretty cool. Sorry, I love rollback netcode. I fucking
good.
Mark.
I think a lot of people are hoping that we get the Capcom versus SNK games. Both of them, especially 2, and this was okay. Those were Capcom joints, but it's like, hey, if this is coming out,
right? All the legal hurdles, right, would seem like they would be cleared if this is happening.
And we're getting Fatal Fury characters in Street Fighter 6. We even got to see, a little bit of Terry during Evo. Like, it must be happening, and I can't. I think the only thing that's kind of stopping them from announcing it now is because we have the MVC compilation coming out first,
right?
But then I don't think too long after that we'll get Capcom versus SNK.
Well, Capcom should let this game have a little room to breathe too, because Capcom SNK versus SNK would swallow this up. So let this have a little time in the limelight, and then you announce Capcom versus SNK. I could see that being exactly the plan. I do have a question. Who's this Mr. Karate? Where's he from?
Mr. Karate, that sounds like an Art of Fighting character or something like that. I don't really know.
Christian,
do you know Mr. Karate or Sean?
That's a hell of a man right there.
Yeah, it's an Art of Fighting character.
Oh, good guess, Mikey. I did it.
Give me more of that. That guy rules. I love Mr. Karate.
He's on King of Fighters.
He's okay. Last boss from Art of Fighting. Hell yeah.
He takes off the mask. I think he has a mask.
Which fighting game has Karnoff again?
Oh, that was Fighter's Destiny.
Fighter's Destiny, right?
I believe, right?
Give me Fighter's Destiny versus Art of Fighting. That'd be a good versus game.
There we go. That's the thing. Like, hey, like I still like a lot of these characters, right? So I'll play this fighting game. I'll have a fun time. And again, Tessa.
I'm gonna Google.
Tessa's cool.
Hey, Mike, you want to know what Matsumoto-san said about CVS when I interviewed him?
Images.
Yes.
Boy, we would like to do that someday.
Sure.
It's funny.
Bit of a non-committal answer, but at least they're aware.
It's funny, Sean, because I asked them the same thing at Summer Game Fest and got a very similar answer. Yeah. I think there, a new one. Maybe that's a little further out, but I think one in Capcom versus SNK 1 and 2 are going to get re-released here within a couple years.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with that. I think it's just bandwidth for them right now.
Sure.
They're putting so much effort in Street Fighter 6. It takes work to put them into World Tour mode and everything. We saw Terry at Evo for the first time. Looked great, but they're
looking hot.
Yeah,
that boy's looking.
Yeah, their heads down on Street Fighter 6 right now. I think
the internet's just going to explode when we say "my" in there, huh? Oh boy. All right. That does it for the news. Why don't we take a little breaky break? We'll come back and we got some super chats to look at. Thank you,
I got them right here.
Break. Bro, I screamed when I saw that boy. She was hollering.
It looked good.
All right.
It really did.
He looks so good.
Oh yeah, I can't because I always liked Terry's moveset. I always think he's fun to play since I first played as him in that Neo Geo Pocket Color game a lot. So I'll have fun with that. All right, I'm ready to get right back to it.
Me too.
Okay, all right, let's go.
Sorry. And we're back. Jeff, would you please read the super chats?
Yeah, sure. Let's start here with Scott Woodford, who is a new member on the Lincoln tier here on YouTube. Thanks so much for joining that. You can also join the Patreon if you want. All these methods get you access to the Discord and all that good stuff. Cody Bishop writes in and says, have you played the new Oregon Trail? We've been asked this a bunch of times. Is this like shoot new, or is this the one we found out was like released on a new platform for the first time in a few years?
Yeah, it was like a mobile game, and then it came to PC. I forget.
You know what? Who cares? Let's just play it on Giant Bomb. I would play some Oregon Trail.
Some Oregon Trail. Okay. Hell yeah, it'd be fun. We'll name you always do. You name the settlers after your friends, and then you like laugh when they get when they get hurt or whatever. And it's you go and shoot some buffalo.
Hell yeah! All right, we'll completely destroy that species. Dat Boy Jerry writes in and says, how does Nintendo of all companies only charge $60 for the deluxe edition of Nintendo World Championships? That's a lot of neat stuff in that version because it's a $30 sort of smaller game. They know what they're making here. It's also a game that in a lot of ways they made before with NES Remix. It's kind of repackaged and reformatted. Definitely there's work done. But it's the NES edition. These are smaller games. I think they understand a lot of people will view this as lol, old games are old. And while that's not how my experience at all, that is how a lot of the public perception will be taken with this game. So you do the $30 digital version, and then you get to $60 by putting a bunch of stuff in the box. And I was happy with that. I bought both. I spent $90 on this game, and you got, other than the complaints I've lodged, 0 complaints from me about everything else.
Yeah, and that special edition is actually pretty nice. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. Yeah. I was very happy. I really was just having fun going through and opening all of it. Very good pins, even little box cart. Box art. I gotta get the stand postcard
out of here. There's the cartridge, everybody.
The cartridge looks awesome. So, yeah, I was very happy with that collection. I hope more games do that. I think I'm not somebody who's really going to buy physical ever, really, unless there's some fun reason to, like this. Give me the knickknacks. I want the knickknacks.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a really good one, and and even in the box itself is very handsome. All right, Joshua Beneteau writes in, says, is Spirit Tracks worth tracking down? I don't think so.
Here's my question for you. If Spirit Tracks was a game that was like not Zelda somehow, right? And there's just like original characters, do you think it would be like some DS hidden gem? Or do you think the Zelda name maybe is the only thing that gave that any relevancy?
Okay, I haven't really thought about it that way. I think it would probably be much more positive than what it is. I don't know if it would be one that would like be coming to mind first for a lot of people as like, oh, that game is definitely worth playing on the DS or something like that. But yeah, maybe I would play it again in that light, because we have had so many good. It's like, I'm trying to think if there was an example of this where it was Metroid Fusion, not in any way a bad game, but my concern at the time was, God, this feels very kind of a little handholdy. I hope this isn't the future of Metroid, and it wasn't the future of Metroid. It was just a good sort of side version of Metroid, and so now I view Metroid Fusion as like, this is awesome. This is such a great, fun time. I wonder if something similar could happen to Spirit Tracks now that I know it's like, oh, we got so many amazing Zeldas after that. We got all the Zeldas I wanted with like Breath of the Wild. Maybe I can be more forgiving of Spirit Tracks if I were to try it again.
Right. I mean, look, if you like Zelda, it's still a Zelda game. I think
it's beautiful and cute.
Yeah, this and Phantom Hourglass are definitely my least favorite mainline Zelda games of like the big single player ones. But I don't think they belong in the garbage or anything like that.
Yeah, worth tracking down is tough. If you're going to track it down in illicit means, yeah, go to town, have fun.
Yeah.
Baba is me says, did you know there are actual meeps in Octopath 2? Here's a wiki. I think I remember someone sending this to me before. This is good. They tonight they are watching WALL-E, and every single robot in that movie is a meep. So in case anyone's wondering what the latest in meep developments, that's what's happening over there. They were like fighting over what they were going to watch and stuff. It's like, just let's try to watch WALL-E because we're going to Disney. So she's like, anytime there's like a chance, she's like, watch something Disney, and they're going crazy for it. So that's everyone's buy Squidward. I bet I don't hear about Squidward again. I bet I got to buy some fucking WALL-E shit now. You guys don't know. You don't have kids. You don't know what it's like.
I love WALL-E. WALL-E, Mikey Likey.
I love WALL-E. B. Travin writes in, Jeff, please don't forget about us little people when you drop out of games journalism for the much more lucrative career as a top 100 NES speedrunner. Oh, that's where the big bucks are. That's where it's all happening. I'm going to get sponsored by Geritol, and other old people products. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'll be doing reverse mortgage commercials.
You get sponsored by Sky Rizzy.
I get sponsored by Sky Rizzy. Hey, Grandpa, treat your crones.
There we go. Let's fucking go.
L. Grug writes in, so how's Superfly Johnson going to get over that ditch with the bats near the end of the Daikatana level? I think they just sort of like have the characters like float forward in those situations. I'm not worried about that. That like, if I can find him, he normally finds a way across bullshit like that. If that's a problem, I'm fucking shooting this game. I have a physical version you guys sent me. I'll go buy a gun and I will shoot it if that turns into a problem. No. Yes,
Jeff's gonna become a gun owner. He hates this game
for Daikatana. So it might drive me to that. Absolutely. Oh man, this stand is really nice. Wow, that's great. Okay, that means I got to take it out of the sleeve, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Chef, can I keep the meep on the screen? Check the stream. I put the meep on
Sure,
the screen.
yes. Is that the meep? Okay, yes. I definitely remember this meep.
Higher,
there you go. Good boy. All right. More super chats here. Gooey Cheese 42. You talked about Master Chief Collection coming to Switch. Maybe. Because I don't want to have that make it sound like we definitely said that was going to happen. I think it was a news rumor. I got it on my Steam Deck. If it comes to Switch, it will be right at home on a handheld. Gooey Cheese, I think it would be great. It would play great on those devices for sure. 100%. No doubts there. The Uncharted Wolf. Wait, what's happening? Oh, no. No, don't do it, Mike. Mike, don't do it. Leave the meep alone. Don't violate the meep.
Don't worry about that audio.
the Uncharted Wolf writes in, yes, very sus. Watching Mike play Dark Souls again has reminded me just how influential that game is. What other games from the... You're just... Uncharted Wolf just is trying to fuck with me. What other games from the 7th generation are just as influential? Wolf knows what they're doing. Come on.
Just as influential is hard to say.
This isn't a real question. He just wanted to cause me shit, and he knows it.
It's a real question.
It's not a real question. Wolf, if it's a real question, let me know in chat. I don't think it's a real question.
Let's pretend it's a real question. It is. I'm curious what you think.
Layer.
Oh, shut the hell up.
I'm being serious.
No,
Six Axis is the next big thing.
I think the Naughty Dog games like Uncharted 2 and Last of Us are obviously very influential. I think Mirror's Edge was pretty influential. Maybe not as much as Dark Souls was. BioShock 1 also very influential.
Like Braid and
Call of Duty 4, sure.
All the Xbox Live Arcade games were pretty influential. Call of Duty 4, yes, 100% for sure.
Call of Duty 4, also, maybe the most influential, for better or for worse. Braid is a good one. That's a good shout out.
Right, yeah. Those 2 or 3 years of Xbox Summer of Arcade games. Those were big. All right, Connell Wood says the Amiibo Wild Ride never ends. 4 more are coming. Which 4 are coming?
Some Splatoon ones, I believe. The DJs from that game. I like Amiibo a lot. I'm kind of sad that it's less of a thing. I was never a big fan of when it was like, hey, use it in the game and get a weird advantage, get items or something. When it was cosmetics, I thought that would be fun. Like Mario Maker, oh yeah, you can be Link in the game for some reason. That was good. I like that last one was Breath of the Wild, get a bunch of healing items just right away. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but it never changed anything too much. You're right, though. You're right. It's not cool. That's not the best use of that stuff. Having all the costumes in Mario Maker was definitely the best that the Amiibo stuff ever did. Also, who's thinking about Amiibo connectivity anymore when they're buying Amiibos? These are all just sickos who have to complete their collection.
Just toys.
Yeah, they're
just toys.
Yes, exactly.
And I like the toys, and it's still it was always fun to be like, well, that's nice. Here's the Mega Man Amiibo. Here's another Mega Man Amiibo. Hell yeah, right? Or even weird things the Sora Amiibo. Cool. I'm glad I have that.
Chris Pratt is back and says, gonna get this NES game thing so I could set the world record at stomping on the most Whoopas.
Chris Pratt, you already had the world record for stomping on my heart. And
exactly.
I mean that parentheses positive.
Parentheses positive. Yeah, stomp his heart into oblivion. Oh, we want that for you, Chris Pratt. Allie Miracle writes in, check out the Dreamcast / Naomi version of CVS. CVS 1, or no, CVS and then comma. 1 has some amazing music and stage transitions from fights to menus. Amazing flow. Yeah, I bet that is awesome in there.
What's funny is at the time when I played Capcom versus SNK, the first one, I was not into it because I still associate like versus games with Marvel versus Capcom, right? So I was like, why aren't there like 50 characters? So why can't I, high jump 50 stories and then, do, super combo into super combos kind of a thing. And also, like, my familiarity with SNK was very limited at that time. So, and some of the systems about it confused me a bit, like the way you pick characters, and like some characters are worth like 2 slots and ones were So at the time, I wasn't into it, which was kind of embarrassing because they're brilliant games, especially the second one.
And then EP Idiot Box writes in, anyone else hoping for some meep to meep contact? All right, we don't need meep docking happening, everybody. Just chill.
Oh, no. You're gross.
Look, I know what we do here. Let's actually not make meeps gross. I know that's coming from me, and I have no room.
We can't ruin meeps for Jeff.
I have no leg to stand on, but help me out. Meeps are pure, and we're going to keep them that way. Except for this fucker here. Look at this pervert.
This pig meep.
Yep, absolutely. Mike, that does it for the Super Chats for now, but here's some good news. If anyone else sends any more in, I will read them before the end of the program.
Wow, gee, really?
I'm going to do that for you. This one time only.
Okay. Great, good to know. All right, we'll take another quick break. We'll come back. We got a mailbag to catch. I think I hear the mailman's truck getting close.
Choo choo! Does that sound mailbag men make?
That's the mail car. That's different.
I guess that's a break.
I'll be right back.
All right. Oh, everybody's leaving. Oh no.
No, I'm back. I'm back. What's up? Okay, so
all right.
Did I ask this question before? I got Mike and maybe another guest and myself all maybe on a couch right over here, and we'll be kind of like pretty close together. Should I use should I use the shotgun mic that I just bought, kind of back far enough, or should I try to get like these lavalier mics all set up?
Lavalier mics will be clutch.
Yeah, I got them.
You're gonna use the shotgun mic. Come on.
The shotgun
you bought it. You're gonna want to use it.
I know. Yeah, I haven't really used the labs though either. So it's like both are kind of fancy to me. I got them both set up, and
for just 3 people, probably shotgun.
I think.
Right?
I think yes. And the lavalier mics.
Wait, I have a production question. Actually, are you gonna like? I don't know. Sometimes when you get with people over there, you watch movies and then you put it out as a podcast for people to listen to with the movie. If you do that, sometimes if you use the shock mic, the movie will come through the fucking mic.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
We will adjust depending on what we end up doing. So
yeah,
I'll do some testing this weekend because then that'll give me time to fix things before.
See which one we talk about.
Because it happened in the past.
If you were to come over and we were to have like a kind of a night where we stream something, if I should use because I got a shotgun mic and I got some lav mics, and I'm trying to see what would be the easiest, what would be the best thing to do. So
sure.
Yep. All right, I'm good, Mike. Whenever you want to bring us back in.
All right. Sure thing. All right, Jeff, we're back. There's the mailman. Go get him.
Get your ass over here. I'm a dog.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
I'm biting him on the butt cheek.
That's good. All right, get some letters. Bring it back, boy.
No, I got butt meat.
No, letters. I'm the prize. Thank you very much. All right.
You're welcome.
Now you're just doing your job. Do you thank the mailman? You probably should, actually.
Thank you, mailman. Mail person.
Joy Z says, do you think we can officially call 2024 the year of the RPG? It's got a bunch of examples here, like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Persona 3 Reload, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Dragon's Dogma, Aiden Chronicles, Thousand Year Door. Lots and lots of RPGs have come out. More are coming out, like Mario and Luigi Brothership, Dragon Age, Dragon Quest 3 Avowed.
I think
Metaphor
it all
ReFantazio.
hinges on Metaphor ReFantazio.
Yeah.
If that is good, then yes. If that is bad, then no.
Guess what? I think it's going to be pretty good.
I think it's probably going to be pretty good. I think you guys are all going to enjoy it. Well, I'm playing Brotherhoodship instead.
I'll play both because I don't have kids. Yeah.
Hey, no, you got to play Infinite Wealth still, so you got a lot of catching up to do.
I do want to play Infinite Wealth. I think I am going to watch a big story synopsis for 7. So that I have a bit more familiar. I wish I had time to just play through 7. I do, but
you'll
not
benefit
really.
If you have a story synopsis for all of them. But the game itself does a really good job of sort of setting the stage for each moment that does sort of link to its past. So I got all the emotional beats for the most part.
because like I still really want to play like Yakuza 0 someday.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I don't
me
necessarily
too.
want to spoil that one. But,
Okay. Yeah. Then just watch 7. Yeah, you'll be fine.
All right, next one here is from Porghub. That's why it says, "What do you think will be the last game you play on the OG Switch?" That's a good
Hentai
question.
golf.
I mean, there's maybe a world where it's Metroid Prime 4. I still kind of, it might be that because maybe that does come out on Switch 1 and then that Switch 2 version comes out later. Maybe there is no Switch 2 version. We don't know yet. So that's a possibility. Otherwise, I think it's something that we just don't know about yet. Maybe it's the Nintendo World Championship Super Nintendo Edition. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope so. It's probably going to be something like Metroid Prime 4. There's a few games, like I said, I wanted to clean up, but whenever I say Astral Chain, everyone says, you're okay to skip out on that. So I don't know.
You won't like Astral Chain.
Okay. Is it too talky?
It's too talky.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. That I mean, it was too talky for me, actually.
Okay, well then fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, what's weird is I don't think people would even think of it as the most talky game in the world. But when it was talky, I also found the talky stuff very obnoxious and not very good.
Sean says too copy. Okay,
And also too copy.
Yeah, all right then. I'll go play the mech game I never played. But I can play that on Steam Deck, so maybe I'll just do that there.
Gobbledygooker says, any predictions for Gamescom? It's always hard to say because like stuff does get announced at Gamescom. Sometimes I usually lower my expectations so much that I'm a little surprised as much happens as does.
Yeah.
Still nothing crazy. I don't know if you have any idea of anything happening there.
I feel like if anything, like Mike said, it's right. This is the one to always lower your expectations for. So I'll say maybe a big thing could be a lot of Activision games get added to Game Pass. That would be cool.
Right. And like Blizzard's here and they always are here and there's no BlizzCon, but everything's also kind of been announced for the most part. Like we know War Within's coming out like very soon. So yeah, they're going to talk about that. We already, know about Hearthstone expansions and the Diablo 4 expansion. They're going to talk about that stuff. I don't know if they're going to be like, and here's StarCraft 3 or something like that.
Probably
it might be like, yeah, maybe it's like, here's the next Overwatch here or something like that. I don't know. Tommy Pencils asks, could Jeff Grubb beat up Donald Duck? Sure, lots of people beat up Donald Duck. Some chipmunks beat up Donald Duck.
Yeah, he's a duck. He can't, like, if it gets a little cold, his feathers fall out. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Donald Duck's a pretty easy target. Now he might come after you and get a lick in himself.
Right, he might like shoot up my workplace. Donald Duck has that energy.
Jesus Christ! Your workplace is home, Jeff.
Oh shit! No, go away, Donald Duck. I'm just imagining that.
For real?
Donald Duck for real.
Donald's got a gun.
Famous last words. Donald Duck for real. Bang.
Jesus Christ! Donald Duck for real. Good show we do here.
Yeah, I guess.
Thanks, Mike. Sludge Reinhold says, hello, dogs. There's been plenty of discussion about Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess, being a tower defense game, but I've seen very little about what has made it click for me that has a lot of Pikmin vibes without being a straight clone like Tinykin. Is the rest of the game dev world starting to understand how good Pikmin is? What other genres should someone jam Pikmin mechanics into decks? I mentioned back when I played that it had a little bit of a Pikmin vibe.
Yeah, and honestly, like hearing that, that's when I first perked up, and I'm like, but Mike might just be saying that to get me to like pay attention. And now the more I hear people describe it, I'm like, I think this for shoot has Pikmin vibes. So I am gonna be playing this game, and again, everyone who talks about it is really like just glazing it up. So I'm gonna check it out.
What's another genre that can benefit from some added Pikmin mechanics? They already put Pikmin into JRPGs with Ni no Kuni 2, and that was okay. So that one's spoken for. Do we have a card battler with Pikmin mechanics? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that would work.
Imagine like throwing out like 50 cards, right, instead of just a couple.
I think Pikmin's got like weird time mechanics in it, and it is sort of like see how far you can get out into this world, and then the next day you have to like do a lot of that stuff again. So it's kind of rogue adjacent, but it's not really a roguelite. I think a roguelite mode would make a lot of sense for that because you can maybe like add on a lot of abilities to Pikmin, like let them find things in the world that make them super powerful, so you can have these really broken builds to see how far you can get. That would be a good fit for that.
Chaos Buckaroo says, howdy, fellas. The Xbox 360 store closes this week. Do y'all ever miss the more manageable flow of indie games like Summer of Arcade, as opposed to today where 20 indies come out daily. Oh, sure. Like, Summer
bit.
Arcade was fun because it was very easy to like pay attention to and to know all of them, and they all kind of got the spotlight. Now, we can't really go back to that because there's just so many more.
We could have 20 indie games come out a day, and then someone could still go, and welcome to the Summer of Arcade. Here are the 5 games we picked this summer that we think matter. Like, we could do both.
Now you put it like that, it's actually wild that they don't. What the hell?
I never understood why they stopped doing Summer of Arcade. There must have been some reason, but it's a dumb one, whatever it is. It was such a cool idea and was so exciting, at least for I think for us, people who were paying attention at the time. But I miss it, and yet I still prefer that people can just release games on everything. There was, Wood beat 'em ups on YouTube did a thing about the problem with the eShop, and we all know it's the same thing as always, where it's like, it's not good for finding new games. It's things get buried and then they stay buried because there's no algorithm to resurface these things. And yet I still prefer a world in which just people can release absolute trash because every once in a while there'll be something magical on there, like Suika game or something like that I'm really into. So yeah, I'm nostalgic for the old days. I'm glad that it works the way it does now.
Yeah, but man, it's just is Xbox is thinking like, oh no, idea at Xbox, it's always the Summer of Arcade now. I don't know.
I think there was something along those lines, and it's like, oh no, honey, no, that's not gonna work. You're wrong. Yeah. And they were.
Yeah, it's weird. Caleb L says Morbius would have been a better movie if it starred Nick Cage. Thoughts?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Most would have. Absolutely, but that one especially. I've never seen Morbius. Have you ever watched Morbius?
No, someday I should. Have you ever seen Nick Cage in Ghost Rider 1 and or 2?
I don't think I have, actually. I should. I should go back and watch all his movies.
Yeah, maybe not all of them. I watched Season of the Witch on Dan's stream. That was pretty rough.
I watched that too. That was really bad, yes.
That was very lame. Lenny Cool Dick Dever says, hey, Jeff, the #1 ranked 41-year-old boomer Grubb and Mike Mouse Mingler Minotti. As two people who've traveled a lot for various gaming events, what was the worst hotel experience for you guys?
Oh, we got
This
one.
isn't the worst for me, but my hotel, when I went to Japan, had the heat set to 34 degrees Celsius. That's 93 degrees American, with the windows locked, which is great after 18 hours of travel time. That is actually like my fear about international travel right now, because they just don't use AC as much as we do, and I kind of need it. And I'm just terrified of being stuck in some hot room. It will keep me up. I will not be able to sleep if I'm laying there like hot and sweaty. So that's terrifying to me. Some of our early events, we were cramming a lot of people into hotel rooms, and like sometimes there were some San Francisco hotels where it was like, your room doesn't have a bathroom. There's
right,
like
that's the one I was going to mention.
Bathroom on the floor.
The GDC hotel where we had the communal bathroom in the hallway. Like
what?
That was crazy. I mean, it's kind of like I guess it's hostel adjacent, but the place does not present itself as a hostel. It's like, no, it's a hotel, and here's your room, and there's the bathroom that everyone uses. So, oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah, absolutely not.
And they still do that. This building is, pre-war or whatever. It's super old, probably older than that. Not that I'm not some expert on that sort of thing, but yes, it felt old, and it was like the way everything worked was very old-fashioned.
Beef Hammer says, evening, Mike. Sick of these damn Zoomers only playing games that are now over 6 years old. Minotti and Jeff, meanwhile, refuses to even think about any game that's not from the NES right now. Grubb. Boys need some important advice. I'm sitting here wondering why Xbox would do something so anti-consumer. You see, ever since they showed off that Deadpool controller, my girlfriend is considering leaving me because I'm, quote, not even as caked up as a damn controller.
Of course.
Any advice on this? Should I complain to Xbox that they are causing a troubled relationship, or is it just time to hit the squats and build the thickness?
Baby, are you going to build the thickness? Ooh, you got to build
beef
the thickness.
Cheddars go straight to the ass. Just eat up.
We as men need to be squatting more. We need to be working on our glutes more. We can't let women have all of it. It's time for us to get thick. Most of your gaming power will come from the buttocks. So get to work on that. That is my advice: is do the hard work, do the reps, and get thick down there.
Yeah. The wave of ass appreciation is finally washing over to beyond just the domain of women. Right? They had their big moment. First, that song about how we like girls with butts. And then that kind of like had a whole cultural moment to now where butts are maybe more important than ever.
Butts are for everybody. Yep. The wave of the butt positive sentimentality or sentiment is washing back our way. It used to be about beautiful women. Now it's about older gentlemen.
Yep. Very well said.
Thank you.
Screaming Madness says, hello, Mike, Mouse Mingle, Guru, Minotti, and Jeff probably went on a Wave Race 64 dating service Grubb.
I would.
What would Nintendo call their dating app if they started one?
We Date.
We Date. Yeah, it would have like a terrible name, right? Yeah. Like it would be like We Date Online Plus.
Mirage with the
Mirage with like
MII. Yeah.
That's good. I do like
that. I don't know.
Then Love no.
Oh, You Love Me is good. Kind of would.
Nintendxo. Nintendxo.
Yeah, I like that.
There you go. I'm going with Nintendxo.
That's good. Okay.
Sounds terrible. It would like it would maybe look good in a logo, and then when you say it, you want to punch yourself in the face. So that's Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie H1224 says, would you rather they add more games to Nintendo World Championship or focus all their dev energy on an SNES edition? I would like some more games in this one.
Yep.
Especially if they could get some third-party ones. I think that would be super fun if you could get Castlevania 1, Mega Man 2, Contra, just a few of the heavy hitters, right?
Yeah.
Some real big heavy hitters. You would think that those companies would be willing to play ball with that a little bit. And even if not that, there are still some Nintendo ones that we don't have on there, like Punch Outs, or hey, give me a little Star Tropics on there. Why not?
Or Pro-Am, I would like that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or we had Donkey Kong. We know Donkey Kong 2. I think that'd be fun. So there's things that they could throw on there.
Yeah, I think one like big update that has the features we've been talking about, like 6 to maybe 10 on like the very optimistic side, new games with the equivalent number of challenges that would make sense for that. For this, and then immediately after that, go to SNES edition pretty quickly after that. That'd be great.
Dr. Ryan says, what's up with Wart? Is he real? If Super Mario Bros. 2 is a dream, then no one in that game should be in anything else. But Shy Guys and Birdo and Turnips and the little ninja dudes have been in other Mario things. So we have to assume Mario is dreaming about real things he knows. So does that mean Wart is out there? Help, Wart is out there. Well, your brain can't make up things, right? Like everything you dream about, you have at least seen. It might be a fictional depiction of something that you've seen before.
Wait,
right?
So your brain can't imagine new things.
You can't see a person's face in a dream that you have never seen before.
You can.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know if your brain can.
Brain's very powerful. Big and powerful.
I don't think brains can generate people who don't exist.
Okay,
Anthony has also heard this.
Okay, people who don't exist is okay. That's maybe different than can't imagine new things. Okay, so you're saying that, like Wart, Wart would be someone he would have to be aware of to have dreamed about Wart.
Yes, exactly. So it's not some original concept Wart. It's either a fictional character that exists in Mario's universe or some real person in Mario's universe.
A combination of things that he's aware of. Okay, yes.
Everybody in chat is saying that Mike is right, so I guess
listen. If it's about like you can't people like that, I buy that one makes sense. Like the way he started by saying the brain can't create new things, and it's like, well, I don't know about that one. But
in dream capacities, look, obviously you're creating new scenarios and things like that. Although often it's very familiar. Ones.
Yeah, it's like remixes and stuff on that. Okay, yeah, I buy that.
But because Wart's never showed up anything else except a Zelda game that is also a dream, my headcanon is Wart is not real. No.
I hope Wart comes back at some point.
Sure.
My first, before I had the pickle that I knew would bother you.
Yes, it does.
Wart was my icon on Nintendo World Championships.
You should go back to that.
And Wart is really good. It's just a really good a sprite. I like looking at that idiot.
One of my takeaways from Nintendo World Championship is, man, I like Super Mario Brothers 2. That's a good game.
I like Super Mario Brothers 2 a ton, and again, I can't believe the first challenge is a Luigi's thing that I was just doing for fun on my own. Like that just felt so.
That one felt good.
Yeah, that felt good. Also, Ice Climbers really is bad. It's bad.
Yeah, it's not a good game. I don't like Ice
Climbers. It feels
Climbers.
Terrible.
Right? Like,
I'm glad. I'm
like
so glad I'm done with those challenges. I mean, they'll show up in the World Championship weekly thing, but I'm done for now.
Yeah, for now. Mr. Bohr says on episode 78 of Last of the Nintendogs, for the topic of what backlog Nintendo games do you plan to play in 2023, I said my plan was to play through the entire Kirby series after having played Kirby's Dream Land and Kirby's Adventure for the first time. Well, it took a while, but a year and a half and nearly 40 games later, I can now say I have played every Kirby game release. You know what? Those are some fun games.
Yeah.
Prior to this endeavor, I had only played Kirby's Dream Land 2, 64, and Tilt and Tumble all around the time they were released, so I was interested to play the games I missed and see how the series evolved over time. But to avoid going on too long, I'll leave you some Kirby questions along with my answers. Before I get to these questions, it's wild to me that Dan doesn't like Kirby.
Yeah, it's a bad take. Everyone said so, and they were all right. Kirby's really cute, and that makes the game that much more enjoyable. But the platforming is good and solid. I wonder which, like, I think Superstar is probably, you're right, maybe get him on that one.
Superstar or like Planet Robobot.
I mean, even like Canvas Curse is such a good one. I like so much.
Yeah.
Like,
Did he play Forgotten? I think when Forgotten Land came out, he was doing this thing like, I'm just not really into Kirby, which is. The breezes we were getting, they were like, Hollow Knight looks like a Flash Games level of Pendantic.
Yeah, it was very much like,
you would to sprint.
Yeah, you had to hit up to inflate and whatever. And it's like, well, that was one of those games. What about now, man? Yeah, but yeah.
Anyway, favorite copy ability, Mr. Boers, is Spark. I like Beam. Ever since Beam's moveset is Kirby Superstar and some of his other games. There's like that one, if you dash and jump and then attack with Beam, he kind of diagonally shoots out a cone stream of stars. I love that attack. That's good.
I'm going to go with the ones, the power-ups where they matter the most, which is Kirby's Dream Course. And I like the ice one because you can freeze the water and slide across it, and it makes it a lot easier to get holes in one.
Most underrated Kirby game, Mr. Bohr says Kirby Mass Attack. I go with Kirby Triple Deluxe. Planet Robobot gets all the love now, but Triple Deluxe, very similar.
Trilogy, right? There was like, they were all kind of on the same engine.
Return to Dreamland, yeah, was kind of the first one. Or you can, I mean, Star Allies is also that engine, but that's a bad game. But, you know, we had Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot both on the 3DS, and they're both similar games. I think Planet Robobot stands out with a stronger gimmick, the whole mech thing, right?
Yeah.
But Triple Deluxe is also very good. I like that one a lot. Do you have an underrated Kirby game, Jeff?
It would probably be something like Triple Deluxe or something like that too. Like, yeah. I haven't really I haven't played 40 Kirby games. I'm realizing it's like I played a lot of them, but maybe like 10. I don't know.
What are your thoughts on Squeak Squad?
Which one? Wait, what is Squeak Squad from the cartoon?
No. Squeak Squad was the DS one.
I definitely didn't play that.
Pretty traditional, actually. After Amazing Mirror was a bit more Metroidvania, and we had Squeak Squad was.
I think I
more normal.
Got that for the kids and like maybe tried it for a second, but they were more interested in some of the other ones at that moment.
I think Squeak Squad's like right in the middle. I think Squeak Squad is like the middle Kirby game.
I never really played much Superstars. So whenever you talk about like loving that, I'm like, I don't know. I don't. What's so appealing about it? I've definitely tried it a couple times since then. I'm like, oh, is this like a collection of smaller games? Like, what is this? So I never really clicked with me. I don't know.
You got to play it with somebody. Me and you got to just do a big co-op Superstar stream sometime.
Yeah, it's on Nintendo Switch Online, right? We can just do it on there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's just one of those games you say the name of it and I get happy.
Okay.
Love. 3 best Kirby soundtrack. They say Kirby Superstar. I probably just agree with that. Kirby Superstar. You have a favorite Kirby soundtrack, Jeff?
I mean, honestly, it would go back to the original Kirby, because that's the one I got first, and that song got in my head for years after that.
And then top 5 Kirby games. So Mr. Bowler's number 5, Triple Deluxe. 4, Canvas Curse. 3, Adventure. 2, Superstar. 1, Kirby's Forgotten Land. Hey, look, good on somebody else who actually likes Triple Deluxe even a little bit more than Planet Robobot. I think my number 1 would still be Superstar, then Forgotten Land, then Triple Deluxe, Adventure, Planet Robobot.
Yeah.
Although that's like mainline. If I had to start thinking about the spinoffs, then I probably would put Dream Course in there, and also Canvas Curse, and even Pinball. I like Pinball a lot.
Yeah, I would probably put Forgotten Land number 1, then Dream Course, then a Canvas Curse, and then like a mishmash of some of the other like more like solid ones like Triple Deluxe and Superstar, not Superstar, but Adventure.
Kirby's Forgotten Land came out 2022, so we think about games we're going to get in the Switch 2 eventually. I haven't really thought about it, but like we're probably going to get a sequel to that.
Sure.
We're going to get another 3D Kirby game.
Yeah, we got 3 Kirby 2D games since then, so yeah, they're working on Kirby.
I can't wait to see. Like, I love Forgotten Land. I can't wait to see what the next one looks like. I hope it's still weird again. Kirby's kind of like Mario for me, where I always like it a little bit more when it like the setting isn't just normal Kirby stuff, right?
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yes. I Kirby's Adventure was great as an introduction. I want them to be doing weird stuff every time. Since I don't want to go back to Kirby's what's the Planet Popstar or something like that.
And that was kind of my thing with Star, and that Robobot is good with that, where it is like, hey, this looks a little bit different. It's all kind of machinery and whatnot. Then Star Allies was once again just kind of the most traditional Kirby shit you can imagine.
I mean,
in terms of aesthetics,
and that's what kind of like made Forgotten Land feel so epic. Is like that final thing actually returning to Planet Popstar and see what that looks like in context of like what you've been through this whole game. It made it just feel that much more enthralling.
Weisman says, "Hey yo, to my dogs, you have 1 year until the next Evo. What fighting game are you going to get good at so you can compete? Who's your main?" I mean, hey, I tell you what, they're probably. I wonder what the retro game would be next year. Because Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is obviously going to have a moment now with it coming out. So I wonder if it might just be MVC2 again. Let's assume it's going to be something more new. I think I would maybe like to try to get good at Street Fighter 6, and maybe like I will pick up one of the new DLC characters like Terry or Mai. One of those would be fun once they are out. Or maybe I'll just go back to Lily, the character I was playing as and having a lot of fun when she got buffed this season. Yeah. Lily won a combo breaker, at least. We got Cammy winning at Evo, so all the best girls are thriving right now, so that's good.
I would return everybody to Neo America with Bio Freaks, and I would main Cyclown. Cyclown would be mine. Then I'd probably win because I'd be the only entrance.
Ali Miracle says, any game fighting competitive or the like you are confident to money match folks in. Would playing for stakes make you luck and more? I made $30 at Evo and Pokken. That's interesting. It's hard to say because like Smash Brothers I'm good at, but like there is such a wide range of skill levels in Smash Brothers. Like if I had to play my peers at Smash Brothers, I would pay for money every time. No offense, but then there are people who are just very,
that's how you play that game that way. I've never played the game that way.
Right. So that's different. Other than that, it's weird. 'Cause like the games I have been very good at lately, it is like doing weird things like playing Neon White's very good, or be getting real good at Mortal Kombat mythologies. Not necessarily competitive games. So I guess I'll go with Smash Bros. If I had to pick one.
Yeah, I mean, I clearly some of these old speedrunning games, I think I would like try to get really good at something like Metroid or Super Mario Brothers is so popular that like that one I feel like there's no chance there. But some of these ones that are like a tier below that might feel a little bit more archaic in their movement, where it's like you can get really good at just that way of moving. I would probably feel pretty decent. I would have a decent chance in a random money like race against someone at a place like Evo. I would feel okay about that.
Although, again, there was a time in my life where I was convinced I was the best Samba de Amigo player in the world. So.
And that time was 2 minutes ago and also right now.
The Char Wolf says, what's up, dogs? When is the moment where your faith as a Nintendo fan was at its lowest? Now, the obvious answer is during the Wii U generation, but I remember the 3D All-Stars and Fire Emblem limited release made me fear the direction they'd start taking. I remember Sticker Star being a rough moment for me.
Yeah, definitely. That was
Sticker
rough.
Star was rough.
Just I reviewed that game, so that was especially rough.
Yeah, I mean, even at the tail end of the Wii in general, when or even in like the middle of the Wii, things were like, our big game this year is Wii Music, and they would still do some stuff. You still would get a new Punch Out, and it would be exciting. But that wasn't definitely a time where I was like super enthusiastic about being a Nintendo fan, like I do kind of feel like right now.
Yeah, that's my lowest time. Is I could kind of like chart these things because it was like Was very happy kind of only having Nintendo stuff for a very long time. And that changed, like, you know, when the PlayStation, like near the end of the PlayStation, I got one of those. And about halfway through the PlayStation 2, I got a PlayStation 2 and things like that. But it was not like, I didn't feel much of a need to be playing other stuff because I was enjoying the consoles I had so much. But during the Wii, I'm like, I'm in 2006, 2007, like, I'm going to be tracking down an Xbox 360. And then what is this, Call of Duty? And then I was like, well, it was all Xbox 360 for the rest of that generation. And then when Xbox One and PS4 came out, I'm like, what's up with this PC gaming? And that's when I got super into PC gaming. So it's like those are the two big shifts in my interest. And then, you know, Nintendo obviously came back in a big way not too long after that.
Well, David says, hi, dog. Slow week for Nintendo news. Yeah, it was, but hey, we got an episode anyways. We did it.
Yep.
Anyway, remember at the beginning of Death Stranding when the president secretly dies and you're tasked with traveling from city to city, promoting unity and pretending they're still alive while the shadow government sets up the replacement? Kojima sure comes up with some crazy idea.
I think Joe Biden's doing just fine, everybody. It's okay. He's not actually dead.
He's not actually dead, probably.
Yeah,
Hot says, hey, dogs, playing my Steam Deck recently, I only just clocked that the game's icons are rectangle compared to Switch and the rest, which use squares. Which do you prefer? Though they have more space for an image and way more reminiscent of PS2, Xbox 360 DVD box art. Give me squares any day. Looks cleaner, and it's far quicker to scroll through that ever-growing backlog. I think I like the rectangles. I like it looking like old box art.
Yeah, I like that too. I kind of want... When I look at it, I kind of want to feel like I'm looking at something that could be on my shelf. I don't want it to be on my shelf, but that's what I prefer.
Drewman46 says, yo, dogs, according to Zeltic, it seems like Echoes of Wisdom is set in the Hyrule from A Link to the Past / Link Between Worlds. Have we considered yet that maybe we will see Lorule once more? Any thoughts? No. I mean, hey, look, Link Between Worlds was set in the game that had a Dark World,
right? Yes, they'll do something different. Yes.
Yeah, they didn't talk about that at all. In fact, you would think it never existed. I mean, you know, you play Tears of the Kingdom, and sometimes it feels like Breath of the Wild never existed.
Right? Yeah. That's they're not thinking about lore in that way when they're making these games. They create the game and then they name everything afterward once they have the idea there. And that means that they're not like, how can we implement Lorule? How can we implement the Dark World? How can we implement the stuff from Breath of the Wild? But that's not what Zelda is.
But they made a book about it. What are you talking about?
You're right. I'm wrong, and they take it very seriously, and everyone should too.
Yeah, if they can think of a way to monetize the fact that you care about these things being connected again, maybe then they'll care. Octo says, everyone is always talking about how great Mario is at everything. What's a job Mario would be terrible at?
I got one. Music.
Aside from public speaking. He's good at dancing when he does a little jig in Mario Odyssey, though. That's something. Right.
And that, to be fair, like his composition stuff in Mario Paint, better than whatever was going on in Wii Music. But I just kind of figured he'll be pretty bad at music still.
I bet he wouldn't be a very good accountant. I bet he's terrible with his taxes.
Yeah. Like putting kids to sleep, like and working in a nursery, sort of. I think he'd be just too loud, and he doesn't have any way of soothing anybody. It's always just let's go, and it's like no, you can't talk to babies that way. You got to soothe them, be quiet, and he wouldn't have that in him.
Yeah, he just couldn't figure it out. No. Absolutely not. And that's right.
You think he always pays with change? Sorry,
no, what's that?
You think he always pays with change? Whenever he does something, he buys something, he pays with change with the coin.
With change? Yeah. I don't know if you can buy anything with change anymore. Not in America anyway, so our change only goes up to quarters.
Right. Jan was saying they were very coin-based in Japan, which makes sense because Mario also very coin-based.
Yeah, here's that yen I got when I bought my Kingdom Hearts album. Excited about that.
I was going to make a lewd joke, and I didn't. Yeah. Everyone should be proud of me.
Pretty good.
All right. Why don't we take one more quick break? We'll come back. We'll wrap up some loose ends. And
I think I got some more super chats. We can get to those after this.
Cool. All right. Wow. Let's just go back to it.
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. Chef's on the break. That was kind of weird. I don't know. It's kind of weird. All right.
We're back. Jeff, I think we already kind of talked about what we've been playing. It's an NES. God, I always say NES first.
Yeah,
Nintendo World Championship.
I think I'm just going to call it NES World Championship for short, because that way Nintendo isn't in there twice, because technically NES is Nintendo Entertainment System. So
right.
Makes sense. But yeah, that's all I've been playing, Mike. not even just like Nintendo related stuff. It's basically all I've been playing.
Right. And I've been playing Final Fantasy 6, but I talked about that also. Hopefully I'll beat that pretty soon. But yeah, Jeff, we got a few more super chats. Why don't we get to those?
Yeah, and real quick, if people want to see us play more Nintendo World Championships, we'll be doing that on Giant Bomb tomorrow. So after Game S1.
Yeah, around noonish.
Noonish,
12:30,
Eastern.
something like that.
All right. Let's see. I think this Chris Quinton one is the next one. Mike, singing his name gets stuck in my head, Minotti. And Jeff, sleepless speedrunner champ Grubb, do you think Blight Club will make one of you destroy a physical copy of a game you just beat? That'll happen eventually. We're pretty respectful of these things, actually. To be fair, none of us are like, I would never do that for a bit. I would have to really feel it deeply inside of me, because I'm not going to destroy a piece of a game, because it still has some value intrinsically in my heart that I'm like, no, this is important for gaming history, even if it is a copy of Daikatana.
Yeah, I think I could never, like, even like in like my prime, like watching angry video game nerds and stuff, like I never liked doing that. Like, oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
And like or when Greg Miller is throwing even a bad WWF video game on the couch, I'm like, oh, that was a video game.
I was worried how it whizzed past our producer's head, but yeah, that too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Hey, it didn't hit anybody, so yes, of course.
Yes. He also almost destroyed that famous 3DS that is going around everywhere.
That was close.
Pretty close.
That was very close.
What do you think the ramifications would have been if he had?
I would have made him buy that kid a new 3DS, and then I would have made him go out and do all of the street passing that kid did. I said kid, he's a grown man. But yeah, like that was a lot of work. So I would have made him apologize and a lot of other stuff. Greg Miller, fucking animal.
You think he was on Sky Rizzy? You think he was rizzed up?
I think he behaved that way that night, and then they took blood from him, and that's how they created Sky Rizzy.
That's how he got so rizzed up.
Right, like that episode of X-Men where it's like, let's give Wolverine the disease so that we can get the cure. It was that sort of thing.
Smart.
Nintendog writes in, I'm going to Gen Con next week, and I noticed there's going to be a lot of board games based on video games there. Are video game companies just doing more licensing outside of just movies and shows? And the answer is yes, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
And also, all these like other mediums are like, fucking video gamers will spend money on our bullshit. They love spending money on their shit. So yeah, let's just make one of these. That's what's happening.
Yeah. I still got that Mega Man Dice game I gotta play sometime that I bought from PAX East.
Let's see. I just did the Chris. Oh no, wait. This Chris Quinton one is next. It's a new Chris Quinton one. Mike, do you think Disney will ever bring out a mobile version of Lorcana like a Yu-Gi-Oh? And Jeff, do you think Dan will try to get revenge and bring the plague with him when you guys get together? Maybe. I got plenty of bathrooms for him to destroy if he needs to.
We'll get a game version of Lorcana eventually. It doesn't seem like it's happening super soon. Part of me wonders if maybe I think they have a strategy of like that's an ace up our sleeve we're gonna play at some point. I kind of like, maybe we should do that. Well, the game's hot and people care. We'll see. I hope they do it soon because I love Lorcana. I'm not playing it all the time because it is sometimes a hassle. Like, hey, come over here and play a card game with me. We are almost 40. Yeah, it doesn't always really happen, but if it's just something on my phone or on my PC, then I can just kind of play some games here and there with strangers. I would love that.
You guys over there in your part of Ohio have a board game night. I would come over for that.
Yeah, we're trying to. I kind of want to do that. I'm have stuff to set up for streaming because I think it would be fun to even stream.
I would love that too. That'd be great.
And it's funny. I do buy board games because I get excited. It's like, wow, there's a board game based on Space Mountain. So then I buy it. Then it's like, no one around here plays board games with me. So I might have to set up a board game night.
Yeah, but if you promise like pizza and beer and they could be on the famous Mike Minotti Twitch stream, they'll probably come over for that.
Right. Yeah, it'd be great.
Epic Open World says, if Nintendo had a dating app, you would scroll profiles, but there would be no option to actually talk to everyone. Yes.
That sounds right, actually. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's true. El Grug, what happens first? Mike stops being lazy and goes to Japan for Disney adulting, or Mike stops being lazy and does a Game Mess Hall of Fame again?
Wow.
Yeah, it's all on Mike. I blame him for all these things.
Wow.
We'll do...
I want to go to Japan.
We'll do a Hall of Fame.
Thursday. We'll do it Thursday.
Yeah, we'll go with Thursday. We'll just go to Japan. Oh, it sounds like Jane had such a good time.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. We got it.
Yeah, like I said, we're pretty close, and once that happens, I'll get serious about making sure that we have some stuff stuffed away, and I think flights and tickets. It might be hard to also pay for the hotel, but I could pay for most of the hotel from like whatever we have from the Patreon.
Don't worry.
Yeah, no, I know exactly. But either way, like we'll make a whole thing of it. It'll be good. So
Cool.
I'm looking forward to that. That'd be awesome. All right, and that's only if like a bunch of people don't leave the Patreon. So we'll see.
Please don't leave. Tell your friends, actually.
All right, so let's see here. El Grubb. Oh, no, that was the one I just read. And final one, Chris Quinton back again. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
With all the fighting games coming back in collections, do you guys think there will ever be a time Bloody Roar comes back? I want to beat some ass as a giant bunny. Sonic Fox could help promote it. Hey, that'd be a good fit.
Yeah, it would be fun. It's kind of weird because, like, Bloody Roar was never one of the top tier ones, right? No. But it was always like, we always enjoyed Bloody Roar. I think that was everybody's like third fighting game on the GameCube, right? Well, you had Melee and you had Soul Calibur. What else are you gonna get? Well, here's Bloody Roar. This isn't bad. It's about as close as we're gonna get to like Dead or Alive or something like that on here. So sure, we'll get that.
This is Konami, isn't it? So maybe if it's Konami, it's still like.
Was it Konami?
I remember a Konami logo.
Let's see who made the Bloody Roar games.
I'm playing Bloody Roar.
It says Hudson.
It's multiple.
I was wrong.
It was published by Activision, Virgin Interactive, and Konami at different times.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been around, Bloody Roar. So that's an interesting question. Who owns the rights to Bloody Roar right now?
18 was the developer. 18 made Game of the Year, Pikmin 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. No, remember you said that Resident Evil 4 was Game of the Year.
No, well, you're right. I did for the when I came back to our episode. Okay,
you didn't believe me.
Yeah, you're right.
They're also working on the Mars's Capcom Fighting Collection.
Yes,
how about that?
Yes, well, that's they do a lot of like work for hire fighting game stuff. Yes.
Yeah. So hey, maybe someday. I wonder if you do a collection. What do you do? It's hard. I would be interested in it. I bet there's not a ton of interest in Bloody Roar right now.
Yeah, it feels like it might be tough to get this one back. What was Bloody Roar more popular than Primal Rage?
Oh, I'd say at their prime, no. I think there was a time where Primal Rage mattered more than Bloody Roar. But Primal Rage was a very quick flash of the pan. There's really only one game.
Right.
I know they made a second one. You could play it at Galloping Ghost, but that's it. There were 4 Bloody Roars, so
right.
There was something there.
Cool. One more from Ally Miracle. Oh, Sean is taller than Mikey. Verified. Yeah, Sean's taller than all of us.
Sean's tall.
Yeah.
Sean's a
6'2", baby.
Yeah, tall glass of milk over there.
Damn right.
God, can you imagine if like the first picture I took after like COVID or whatever was like with Sean and was like, yep, we knew he was short.
That would rule, actually.
God. It'd be terrible.
All right, that's it for the Super Chats, Mike.
Well, then that's probably it for the show. We did it, everybody. And sometimes when you simply recorded the worst podcast in history. Actually, that one was all right. Not bad,
we did okay that episode.
I did almost finger a Meep's butthole, but otherwise not bad.
I did talk about Donald Duck coming in my house and killing my family, so...
Right! Okay, maybe it was pretty bad.
So mediocre episode, all right, yeah.
There've been better.
Middle of the road. Yeah.
So tomorrow on Giant Bomb, Jeff's doing Game S Mornings, of course, and then we're going to play some NES World Championship, us 2 and Dan, and then we have Blake Club. We're going to make that Proggies happen this time, Jeff.
Yeah, we have a game plan. We have we've sat down with experts and coaches, and we realized, why didn't we just go through that fucking save door? It was right there, and no one thought of it. So
it is where none of us thought of it.
Yeah, it's annoying that we didn't occur to us, but we'll do it this time. We'll get through it. It's I was almost there last time. I feel like so.
You're close. You're figuring it out.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.
No, music's not playing anymore because this fucking scene is broken. Well,
I hear it, Jeff. Let's do each other here.
Okay, I don't hear it on the video anymore. Bye, everybody.
It's hard, Jeff. It's hard.
It's the first time you made a podcast.
Lichdom Battle Mage.